One Emmerdale star has had his say on a recent brutal exit from the ITV soap, defending the show's dark scenes. Paddy Dingle actor Dominic Brunt has shared his thoughts on the demise of villain Ray Walters, who was killed off in a whodunit earlier this month, defending the scenes by saying, "You just simply cannot let people get away with that." Flashbacks revealed Paddy's father, Bear Wolf, was the killer, and now Paddy and teenager Dylan Penders are covering up the crime. Speaking exclusively to the Mirror, Dominic shared his true feelings over how the modern slavery storyline ended and whether Ray should have been killed off. We put the question to him after fans remained divided over whether it was the right conclusion. Many fans had hoped Ray would be sent to prison to face justice for his crimes, while some also wanted a redemption arc. Others were in agreement that him dying was the only way, but some fans weren't keen on the fact that he died at the same time as two other villains. Dominic backed the ending for Ray, though, telling us, "We were lucky to have Joe Absalom, who plays Ray, because he's just a brilliant actor, and he played it so well. And the same with Jay Griffiths as well, who played Celia. For us as actors and as a company, we really didn't want him to go, or Jay. But at the same time, soaps are a moral compass, and you just cannot have somebody murdering somebody or human trafficking. And as much as you give them the human edge, like with the love story between Ray and Laurel, you just simply cannot let people get away with that. I think we have a moral kind of standard and a duty, really, to end stories like this correctly. Ray was really good and really interesting, and a full 360 degrees, three-dimensional character with a backstory that wasn't simple. You were watching it going, you wouldn't have done, you wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for the fact that this had happened. Something Dominic is thrilled about, though, is the return of his co-star Andrew Scarborough, who plays Graham Foster. He did admit, though, that he found it amusing how Graham explained how he faked his death in 2020. He told us, "How are you going to do that? Because I saw him dead. He was blue, so it's funny." When he says, "We learned techniques to slow our breathing down," I thought that was a really clever way around it. Just those sentences, and then move forward. But also, we were delighted that he was coming back, because Andrew's brilliant. Everyone's delighted. He's back with us where he belongs. Ray Walters' demise marked one of Emmerdale's bleakest chapters in recent years. The character, portrayed chillingly by Joe Absalom, was at the center of a harrowing modern slavery plot that exposed the darkest corners of the Yorkshire village and the devastating consequences of unchecked cruelty. In a dramatic whodunit twist, viewers learned through flashbacks that Ray had been killed by Bear Wolf, the father of Paddy Dingle, following a confrontation that spiraled out of control. Complicating matters further, Paddy himself, along with troubled teenager Dylan Penders, became embroiled in a cover-up that now threatens to unravel everything they hold dear. The reveal shocked audiences, not just because of Ray's death, but because of who was responsible and who was forced to live with the aftermath. Fans divided, justice or vengeance. Almost immediately, fan reactions split down the middle. Many viewers argued that Ray's death denied his victims the justice they deserved. Social media flooded with comments insisting that prison would have been a more powerful ending, one that allowed the legal system to condemn his crimes publicly. Others even went further, suggesting the show missed an opportunity for a redemption arc, pointing to Ray's relationship with Laurel Thomas as evidence that he was more than a one-note villain. But just as many fans defended the decision, saying Ray's crimes were beyond forgiveness and the death was the only ending that felt truthful. One viewer wrote, "Some characters don't deserve redemption. This was real, raw, and uncomfortable, and that's the point." Another countered, "Emmerdale robbed us of seeing Ray face justice. Killing him off was the easy way out." It's a debate that refuses to die down, and Dominic understands exactly why. Dominic Brunt broke his silence. Speaking candidly, Dominic admitted that the story was difficult for everyone involved, both
We were
emotionally
lucky
and
to have
creatively.
Joe Absalom, who plays Ray, because he's just a brilliant actor. Dominic explained. "He played it so well, and the same with Jay Griffiths as well, who played Celia. For us as actors and as a company, we really didn't want him to go, or Jay," he continued. "They were both fantastic, and when you work with people like that, you want them around forever." But despite the affection for his co-stars, Dominic was unwavering when it came to the moral heart of the story. Soaps are a moral compass. At the center of Dominic's defense is one powerful idea. Soaps have a responsibility. "Soaps are a moral compass," he said firmly, "and you just cannot have somebody murdering somebody or human trafficking." He acknowledged that the writers deliberately humanized Ray at times, particularly through his romance with Laurel, but stressed that complexity should never equal absolution. "As much as you give them the human edge, like with the love story between Ray and Laurel," Dominic explained, "you just simply cannot let people get away with that." His words have since been echoed across fan forums, with some viewers admitting the quote changed how they viewed the storyline. A duty to end the story correctly. Dominic went on to describe the pressure the cast and crew felt to honor the real-world seriousness of the subject matter. "I think we have a moral kind of standard and a duty, really, to end stories like this correctly," he said. Ray, he added, wasn't written as a cartoon villain, and that made his end all the more uncomfortable. Ray was really good and really interesting, a full 360-degree, three-dimensional character with a backstory that wasn't simple. He explained that viewers were meant to feel conflicted, to recognize how small choices and past trauma can lead people down dark paths without excusing where they end up. You were watching it going, you wouldn't have done, you wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for the fact that this had happened. The fallout for Patty Dingle. While Ray may be gone, the consequences are only just beginning, especially for Patty. With Bear Wolf revealed as the killer and Dylan dragged into the aftermath, Patty now finds himself trapped between loyalty, guilt, and fear. Dominic hinted that the emotional toll on Patty will be immense. This isn't something you just walk away from. The cover-up, the lies, the weight of it all stays with you. Viewers can expect the storyline to continue exploring the psychological fallout, particularly for Dylan, whose involvement threatens to derail his fragile future. Multiple villain deaths. Too much? Too soon? Another point of contention among fans was the timing of Ray's demise, which coincided with the exit of two other villains. Some viewers felt the show overplayed its hand, arguing that the impact of Ray's demise was diluted by the sheer volume of dramatic exits. Dominic acknowledged the criticism, but defended the creative decision. In a village like Emmerdale, things collide, stories overlap, consequences stack. And while viewers understand their frustration, he believes the emotional truth of the storyline remains intact. A lighter moment. Graham Foster's return. Amid the darkness, Dominic admitted there was one moment that genuinely made him laugh, the return of Graham Foster, played by Andrew Scarborough. Fans were stunned when Graham resurfaced after being presumed dead in 2020, and Dominic shared their disbelief. "How are you going to do that?" he joked. "Because I saw him dead, he was blue." Still, he praised the writers for finding a clever way around it. When he says, "We learned techniques to slow our breathing down," I thought that was a really clever way around it. Just those sentences, and then move forward. He belongs here. Beyond the storyline logic, Dominic's excitement about Andrew's return was clear. We were delighted that he was coming back because Andrew's brilliant. Everyone's delighted. He's back with us where he belongs.